Happy Tuesday, Latin 2 students. Hope you guys are doing the super duper. We are going to do a little bit of test review today. So you guys got a test tomorrow. So first of all, I'm going to tell you the charts that are going to be on there. And I'm not actually going to write them out because they're at the bottom of page 304. All right. 5 out of the 6 charts are right there. So if you look at bottom of 304, these are the forms of Theo, and these are particularly the present system. So the first one you're going to have will be the present indicative of Theo, so Theo, fis, fit, fimus, fitus, fiunt. Then you will have the imperfect of Theo, fiei bom, fiei bos, fiei bot, fiei bomus, fiei botus, fiei bont. Then you will have the future of Theo, fiam, fies, fiet, fiemus, fietus, fient. Okay? And then you will have the present subjunctive of Theo, fiam, fias, fiat, fiamus, fiatus, fiant. Then the imperfect subjunctive of Theo, fiorem, fiores, fioret, fioremus, fioretus, fiorent. Okay? And then you will have one other form as well, that will be the perfect indicative of Theo, okay? And this one is just entirely normal, so you take factus, and then it's sum es est, so factus sum, factus est, and then the plural facti sumus, facti estis, facti sunt, okay? So the only one that's not on the bottom of 304 is going to be that perfect indicative of Theo, okay? But all the rest will be the ones at the bottom of 304. So hope that makes it a little easier on you guys. But I mean, those are the new forms. So and remember, Theo is it basically works as the passive of facio. So to be done, to be made, but can also have meanings like to occur, to happen, to become. So it's a rather peculiar word, and it is a pretty common one too. So a lot of these irregulars that we are learning are quite common words. Okay, like wolo, nolo, malo, those sorts of things. Okay, so those are your charts. So there's 6 charts altogether. Also, I want to review with you some about jussive noun clauses. Okay, so a jussive noun clause, remember it's for its definition, it's going to be a subordinate clause, like almost all of our, subjunctive uses except for one. So it's a subordinate clause, and it reports an indirect command. Okay, so jussive noun clause reports an indirect command. All right, and then how to recognize it. You're going to have an ut for the positive and a ne for the negative. And then your verb, of course, is going to be in the subjunctive. Okay? Now, how to tell this apart from things like purpose clauses? You're going to have to use the context of the sentence. That's going to be the main thing. A lot of times, the main verb of your sentence will be some sort of verb of ordering or commanding. Not always. But a lot of times it'll have that idea, or asking can even be one. But usually, if you look at the context of the sentence, you should be able to tell pretty easily whether you have a purpose clause or a jussive noun. Okay. Now, how to translate it? Jussive noun clause generally, there are 2 ways you can translate. The most common way, and the one I want you to use most frequently, is going to be to translate it like an infinitive. So, for example, I told you to walk the dog. Okay, so what that is doing is reporting the command, walk the dog. Okay, but it's reporting it indirectly. I told you, what did I tell you to do? I told you to walk the dog. Okay, so that would be a jussive noun clause. Now, there is another way to translate it, and sometimes you have to translate it like this second way here. You can sometimes also say, I command that you walk the dog. Okay, that is another way of doing it. So using the word that when you're translating it. But generally speaking, if it makes sense, if it's good English to use the word to, translating like an infinitive, that's the way I want you to do it. Okay. All right. So those are jussive noun clauses. As always, let me know if you have any questions on charts or jussive noun clauses or anything like that. Okay, and let's take a look then at our translation. We'll review that real quick. This is on page 309. 309, this is from Cicero, the testimony against the conspirators. All right, so let's review this. I have brought together the Senate. I have introduced Volturcius. Fabulous name, guys. Good name for a goldfish, too, if you're looking for one. I have introduced Volturcius without the Gauls. I have given him the public faith, which the public faith here is reference to, like, immunity from punishment. Okay, so looking at that first line, we got three verbs in these three sentences, and each one of them, first person singular, perfect active indicative. So that's the coagi, introduxi, dedi, all of them. Okay. Then we have three direct objects here. I gathered together the Senate. That's a direct object. I've introduced Volturcius. He's a direct object. And then public faith. That is also a direct object. Okay. And then the word ae in there would be a dative. Okay. And that's your indirect object. All right. Next sentence. I encouraged him to report or to announce those things which he knew without fear. Okay, so hortata sum, this is also a perfect indicative as well. But this, in the after that, the ut to the nuntiaret, that is going to be one of our new jussive noun clauses. Okay, so what am I encouraging him to do? I'm encouraging him to report. Okay, so the nuntiaret would be an imperfect subjunctive. All right, and that is kind of what was commanded. Okay, you can also translate that I encouraged that he report those things. All right, so either one is fine. Next sentence, this one's a little bit of a longer one. Then that man, when he had restored himself from great fear, said that he had orders from Lentulus to Catiline to use the help of slaves and to come to the city as quickly as possible with an army. Okay, so let's break this one down a little bit. You've got a cum clause, all right? That's going to be one of those, probably a cum circumstantial, okay? Giving you the general circumstances of when he said this. And then from great fear would be an ablative of separation. And then dixit, this is going to trigger indirect statement, okay? So the indirect statement here would be say to mandata, okay? Say would be the subject. That's the subject in your indirect statement, so it's in the accusative. And then habera would be the verb of your indirect statement. Remember, the verb has to be in the infinitive, all right? And then from Lentulus to Catiline, okay? Said that he had orders from Lentulus to Catiline. Now, the next bit here, this ut, is going to introduce one of our new jussive noun clauses, okay? So what were these orders? What were these commands that he had, okay? They were commands to use, okay? That's the uterator. You could also say that he use, all right? That he use, or to use, the help of slaves. Okay, auxilio's an ablative because utor takes an ablative object, and then slaves would be genitive of possession. And that he come to the city with an army. Okay, there's a ablative of accompaniment. Quam primum, as quickly as possible. So there's that superlative with quam. All right. Next sentence. However, the Gauls, having been introduced, said that letters had been given to them for their tribe or to their tribe by Lentulus, and that this man, which would be Lentulus, had ordered or had commanded them to send the cavalry into Italy as soon as possible. Okay? So, let's break this one down as well. Introducti, perfect passive participle modifying the Gauls. And then we have dixerunt, which is our main verb, perfect, active indicative. And this is going to give us indirect statement, okay? So the subject of the indirect statement would be the literas. The verb would be the datas esse. So what did the Gauls say? They said that letters had been given, all right? Lentulus there would be an ablative of agent, okay? And then this man had commanded or had ordered. There's no more indirect statement. And then we get a jussive noun clause. Okay? So what had he ordered? So he had ordered, then you can say either he had ordered to send the cavalry into Italy, or you could say he had ordered that they send the cavalry into Italy as soon as possible. Once again, quam plus the superlative. Okay? And mitterent there would be the verb of our jussive noun clause, a nice imperfect subjunctive. Okay. And then denique, finally, with all things having been exposed or having been set forth. Okay? So finally, with all things having been exposed or having been set forth, the Senate decreed or decided, jussive noun clause, decided that the conspirators who had made these plots, okay, or who had probably better, who had worked at these plots would probably be better. Sorry. So the conspirators who had worked at these plots be handed over into custody. Okay. Now this last sentence, this one's interesting because you do have to take the you can't really use a the to translation for the jussive noun clause here. You kind of do have to use the that, and the reason being is you have the conspirators are the subject here in the jussive noun clause, and they're not mentioned at all in the previous bit of the sentence. So that's why you have to use the word that when you're translating the jussive noun clause. All right, you can't really use the to, unfortunately. Sorry. Okay, so last sentence. Finally, with all things having been exposed or set forth, ablative absolute, the Senate decreed that the conspirators who had worked at these plots be handed over, there's your verb of the jussive noun clause, into custody. Okay, so there's your translation, a quick review there. Let me know if you have any questions as you're working through it. And remember, your test is open book, open note, so you guys are going to do awesome. You'll have translation like usual, you'll have IDs, you'll have grammatical yum-yums, you'll have charts, you'll have some site translation, which you can use your book for. You'll have some multiple choice, and you will have some Aeneid questions again as well. So make sure you're reviewing those. And the questions for this test will focus on books 3 through 6. Okay, so basically from the end of the last test up to where we left off on. From last week. So 3 through 6 would be the primary Aeneid ones to focus on. Although I might put a couple like review ones in there. But 3 through 6 would be the primary Aeneid questioning locations. So, and again, those are of course open book, open note as well. All right. So, hope you guys are doing fantastic. Let me know if you have any questions about the test or anything like that. Love you guys, and talk to you later. Hope you have a great day.